Hi again, it's Steve Perkins from the Muscle Kitchen. My nickname is the Cooking Buff, and I've kind of gotten into another one called the Nutri-Guru. It all kind of goes in the same area. So if you're looking for someone who knows a little more than something than most people about healthy cooking, food combining, how nutrient retention, if that's part of your vocabulary and your mindset, then you're in the right place. Because that's what I'm all about. I became passionate about food quite a long time ago, and not in the current terminology of foodie, which gets me crazy. It's like saying, yeah, I like to breathe, I like food, you know, but foodies get overboard with just the passion about doing what feels good and what tastes good, not about what's good for us. I'm on the other side of the foodie coin, if you were. I was in college, I was looking at a food wrapper and wondered, why did they use the phrase refined enriched wheat flour? That set off a whole process for me for 25 years ago. Yes, I'm that old, I'm 68, but I'm still trained hard, and I'm still, I could even compete in a competition pretty soon. I might do that when I turn 70, just to say I could. Anyhow, today's segment is all about savory foods, which is like 99% of what really works for us, maybe 90%. The other side of savory foods is sweet foods, sweet meals, which is like what I do for breakfast every morning. Not breakfast, number one, which is a bowl of fresh cut fruit and some yogurt and cinnamon on top, maybe some hemp seeds. Awesome way to start the day. But that doesn't stay with you very long, because fruit processes very, very quickly in our stomachs. So there'll be another breakfast after that. Start my morning very, very early to do all this. And the second meal of the day would be eggs, which I've done a segment for already. That's a savory meal. That's a savory meal. And that's what we do most of the rest of the day. Fruits can be used as a snack in between meals, which is fine, as long as you don't overdo anything. There's some Hollywood actors of late who went on a fruit-only diet and wound up in a hospital because they had to lose a lot of weight for the role. I mean, that's the extreme case. It really did work for me. He won an Oscar for that, by the way. Matthew McConaughey from the Dallas Buyers Club. I digress, so don't let me do that too much, because I do, because I think I have so much to share with you. Savory foods. Pretty much protein and vegetables, or a meat dish of some sort and vegetables, or a pasta dish with vegetables. What I'm all about is simple food combining, and it just means you eat smaller meals throughout the day. You don't take everything from every food group according to that old USDA food pyramid crap that never worked for anybody. It wasn't based on sound nutritional advice, nor physiological factors that most nutritionists and dietitians know nothing about how the body works. It's just freaky how they make money doing this. And they influence people's diets. And digressing a little bit, but anyhow, you have to have the right tools in order to do all this stuff. So if you don't have the right tools to cook right, then you got a lot more to do than I do. But I didn't start out with all this stuff either. I didn't know that I needed heavy-duty pans that were like thick-skinned pans. I didn't know that I needed a steamer basket made of bamboo, which is an awesome way to cook a lot of savory foods. You can put vegetables and shrimp or chicken or whatever right in the same dish, in the same pot, and steam it. Nutrients are retained because nothing touches the water. Steam cooks the food, which is a lot better than this monster here, this microwave. The microwaves are great in that they do it fast, but they don't do it smart. They cook foods, it overexcites the molecules in the food, so they heat up. Yes, it heats the food, but no, there's very little nutrients left in the process, and even flavors go bye-bye as well. I use it to heat up water, and a cup of coffee once in a while. But I try to avoid it for cooking. For real cooking, you need to use natural heat, gas or electric. Here's another great, it's a convection oven, it's a Breville, and it has a convection oven. It's a lot more than your standard little stove countertop oven. This does convection cooking. It has great timer and temperature control. A lot of good gizmos on there. But I use this a lot more because even though it's electric, it's more efficient than heating up this whole gas oven for stuff. Onward, other cooking methods. This is about once a week. I do a chicken stew in the crock pot. This is a big crock pot. I use a whole chicken. I cut it up and take the skin off. You don't need the skin on a chicken. Vegetables and some broth of some sort, maybe some tomato soup, onions, garlic, vegetables. I like zucchini, a lot of carrots in there. That's a great thing to do. And then some dill weed. Dill is for fish only. When we're talking bay leaves, of course. And peppercorns, and then let that thing cook for 4 or 6 hours, and that's a really great way to do it. If you're working, you can do this on the weekends, but if you have first thing in the morning, if you have time enough to do a crock pot, you'll have this wonderful, and you can have a setting here for 6 or 8 hours or 10 hours. You'll have a wonderful meal waiting for you when you hit the door in the evening. What a lovely surprise. A welcome gift that is to yourself and your family, of course. Other cooking methods of process here is thick-skinned, thick-walled pots with good sealing lids, and this has a clear lid so you can see what's going on without taking the lid off all the time, because you lose a lot of steam in it. Here's a great alternative to the bamboo steamer, which is, pardon the noise, a basket, a stainless steel basket, steamer basket that sits in water, and then the food goes in. And last night I did a acorn squash in there. It turned out super simple, and it's a very low carbon footprint. You don't even have to use oil or anything. So it's a good way to do it. Oh, and while we're talking about equipment and tools, here's a wide array of wooden cooking spoons, and I used to have a fork, but it kind of went away. Here's a bamboo tongs, which are wonderful. I use them quite a bit. You don't want metal touching your metal utensils and your metal pans, because that just scratches them up and kills them. But wood on metal it's just fine. These are great. And I do have some metal tongs, for other grabbing stuff, which is a great way to do it. Yes, there's some plastic stuff in there which I don't use much, but sometimes you just want to scoop stuff out of a pan or like a piece of fish. That works fine for that. It's not like you're getting plastic into foods. So anyhow, I'm just going quickly through this whole thing. Savory meals, mini meals during the day work the very best. Your body works so much better when you deal with metabolism, not calorie counting, which is really a bad thing to do. Well, it's pointless. I mean, nobody counts calories, and how do you measure how many calories you expended all throughout the day? If you're not on an elliptical machine in the gym, you don't really know how many calories you're burning. So it's a mystery thing. Taking care of your metabolism is the way to go. Brainless. You don't have to do anything other than eat something nutritious every 2 hours. That's really the way the body functions the very best. 3 meals a day is an old industrial revolution mantra, which is for their convenience and not for your body's health. Our bodies really need more constant fuel during the day. And so that's the perfect way you can throw in a nice big 2 pieces of fruit in the middle of the day, or when you need some energy and get some. A typical sandwich is not really recommended because you're combining too many food groups. So you've got bread, some lettuce probably, and some processed meat, chicken breasts and then turkey breasts, and there's beef, and all those things are processed usually, unless you can slice it from a real piece of chicken breast or turkey breast or a slab of steak or something, which is, it's hard to find that out on the go during the day. So make your own meals. A lot of professional bodybuilders, who are like pros, they bring their own food with them. They spend a whole day on the weekends making meals for the week, which is amazing. Think about it. So yeah, I'll just give you like a real quick run through of what Savory Meals work, how they work, and they certainly work for me. And I depend upon them entirely. The fruits and the sweet stuff, it's just like, after a while your taste buds and your mind gets so used to good foods coming in that the savory, the savory just overpowers us, as it should, because that's what we really function, that's our real fuel. Sweet stuff is just, once in a while, a little snack, a little dip into it once in a while. It's kind of for fun. That's the only fun thing I do for food. The rest is very serious. The rest is fuel, what my body functions well with, and what it requires. So, more to come on this from Steve Perkins' The Muscle Kitchen and the Cooking Buff. Nutriguru, me, all of it in one little package. Here's Steve Perkins signing off for now. Bye.